I realized that my house was making me sick. I was 30 years old, 700 doctor's appointments, 124 different doctors. People don't realize they're breathing in toxic chemicals while they're sleeping. Pine salt, it smells so good, but it is so toxic. Within 2 bites, I was reacting, my throat was closing up. It was that fast. Your house should really smell like nothing. My life's work and my dharma in my life is to help people genuinely and sincerely stay healthy. Ask your cleaner questions. My slogan for my business is clean. What clean should smell like is nothing.
Did you guys know some of the items that you guys might be using may cause issues in your health concerns, especially the cleaning items? Today we have a very special podcast with Melissa herself, who experienced with a lot of health concerns with a lot of the cleaning items that were being used. She has her own company, she is an entrepreneur herself, and we're gonna be talking about cleaning items that are good for your health. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for coming in our podcast. This is a very special podcast to myself because I'm also a background in healthcare field as a previous nurse and then now doing real estate. So this combines a little bit of both healthcare and real estate and cleaning, right? Tell me a little bit about your story and what made you get started in owning a business.
Yeah, so my name is Melissa Baker. I'm the founder and the owner of Lux Conscious Cleaning Services. I got an autoimmune condition when I was 30 years old. And after going to 700 doctor's appointments, 124 different doctors, and 26 different departments, I realized that my house was making me sick. Simple things starting with Tide pods in the laundry, maybe some skincare items that I used, and just slowly but surely with an allergist, I went down the line of food, beverage, and products, and that's how I kind of started to heal myself, and that's how my business came about.
Oh, wow. So what was your first year like?
Hard.
Yeah.
I definitely hard. The first year was just like a lot of unknowns. Anyone that has cancer, MS, lupus, that first year is really just navigating how to relive in your body. Even like with diabetes can take anywhere between 4 to 9 months to like recover from or really get your body to work. So it was hard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then starting out the business, how did you get started, people get to know you a little bit about your business?
It kind of started by accident. So the reason I love sharing this story is I was in my bed and I was about to have a blood transfusion because I had lost so much blood from a period that I had, I think from a miscarriage. And I'm like, what can I do that could make a decent amount of money? I got on an app called Homeowner, and my very first clients that I had the very first year, I seen the night and day difference after 20 treatments in their house on how I affected their health and how I got them healthier. So it was really just kind of by experimenting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what is it something that used differently, right, than the normal day-to-day cleaning materials that we would have?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people think about bleach, pine sol, and Fabuloso. I use a lot of things that are European-based, Australian-based, and Canadian-based, even down to the residential equipment that I use. So if you're allergic to dogs and I don't have dogs, I'm not going to cross-contaminate the equipment that I'm using in your space.
Yeah. So how does it work? Let's say if somebody wants to reach out, right? What is it different, what you guys use versus the other cleaning companies that are being used, right?
Yeah.
And how is it different? Let's say, why should a family be concerned and, getting you guys out here in their home?
I think the main thing is fragrance-free. That would be probably the main thing my business focuses on: fragrance-free, allergen-free, and then non-toxic or eco-friendly plant-based. So it's kind of that variation. Like I said, different products that aren't American-made or American-based. Some products I do find from mom and pop places in America, but if I can't use it on my hands or my feet, that's what I tell people: it doesn't get used in your house.
Okay. I do have a list of questions because I know that if, the clients that are watching, I've asked them, what are the important questions you want me to ask? We're going to start from beginning.
Yeah.
What are some common cleaning products people use every day that may actually be maybe harmful and they may not even know, right, to their health?
Definitely fragranced dish soap. I use that one as a really big example because think when you go to a restaurant or think when you're washing your dishes in your sink, that residue and that fake fragrance sits on those dishes, and then you drink water out of them, you eat off the plate, you give them to your dog. So they're eating, microdosing the fake fragrance. That's the very first thing I tell people is fragrance-free dish soap. Wow. It can be very harmful. Second thing would be laundry soap, because laundry sheets and laundry soap, because people don't realize that all those heavy chemicals that go into our clothing, And then especially if we have polyester clothing, it really sits in there. So then people are like, I'm having a skin reaction, I have an upset stomach, and they don't realize that might be what it is. Another thing would be, it's the pine sol. Pine sol, it smells so good, but it is so toxic. And
oh gosh.
a lot of pets that go to, even you being a nurse, the pets that go to the vets, when they're older in age, they're licking their paws, they smell it on their nose, they have Windex on their nose from the windows. They don't realize that that's actually making their dog sick. And then you have more money you're spending because you're going to the doctor.
Oh no. It's like a big red light in my head because I have Windex, I have pine sol.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So it's also harmful for the pets, you're saying.
It is. And think about how much money the vet industry is making in the last 10 years.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
People don't even realize it could be harmful for the pets if they have it on themselves. Little bit about the laundry you said. Did you say fragrance free or?
Yes.
Okay.
I would definitely go fragrance free, and I'd go like European or Canadian based. I tell people there's this really beautiful book I read about sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda is a miracle worker. I would definitely advise people to use that more in their house.
In what ways? Just cleaning?
Cleaning, even down to let's say this is quartz or marble. You can make a baking soda paste that can get like yellow rings out of the actual marble countertop by putting a silicone on the top for about 24 hours, and it removes the stain.
Oh, wow.
There's little hacks that you can do.
Okay. Where could they find this non-fragrance? Where is the biggest, store, or where would they look for it?
So that is a little bit of my secret sauce. I don't always tell people unless they book me. But I am actually in the process of working with a manufacturer in North Dallas, and I will be creating my first 7 SKUs for my own cleaning products in the next 12 months.
Oh, wow. That's a big deal. Oh, my gosh. So for the normal day-to-day, so I mean, would they be finding it in because, all these fragrances a lot of them are getting it from like Costco, right? Like big items.
Correct.
That have families. I haven't even looked at it as a fragrance-free items in Costco, which I probably should now for the daily care. Oh my gosh. Okay, moving on to our next question. How can harsh chemicals in cleaning products, we talked about that, pets, allergies, children, anything else that you want to include in that one?
I mean, just overall health. I mean, I'll just use 2 real examples. Like when I was staying in a Marriott, I think it was called Polymos is the name of the dish soap. I used it quickly to wash out a glass container. I put my oatmeal in it, I microwaved it. Because I'm so sensitive with my mast cell activation, I ate it within 2 bites. I was reacting, my throat was closing up because it was that fast. And that's what I'm saying with heavy chemicals and fake fragrance. I might be really sensitive and someone might have a normal immune system, but it's still, microdosing can make you sick over time.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just an example I like to use.
Okay. What are the most important areas, like say in a house, right, that should be cleaned with safer products?
I would definitely say bathroom. If you have young children or you do take a bath, I take baths 5 days a week. So my bathtub is like my sanctuary. But I would definitely say the bathtub and the toilet, and then anything that your hands touch all the time. Because we don't realize too, this is another eye opener, and I know you know this as a nurse, washing your hands.
Yeah.
Let's say I go to a gas station, the airport, your home, and then I go back to my house. I have now used 4 different hand soaps in one day. We don't know what chemicals are in those hand soaps.
Yeah.
And then we touch our face, we touch our scalp, and then maybe we have like eczema the next day. It could have simply been from that hand soap that you used.
That's true. People don't realize that actually in day-to-day life. They're washing hands, they think it's a good thing all the time, but you don't really look into that, what, like you just mentioned, what
is in
soap is it, what's in it. And you've used 4 different soaps, which you don't even, I do realize though, every time I wash my hands, every time it's so dried out.
It is
dried out.
It's because of the chemicals.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot more in the hospital setting basis versus home, but I didn't think about that.
Like I'll use a beautiful example. HybaCleanse is something that you can use for, as you're aware, skin infection, MRSA, washing your hands, washing your body. It is a chemical, but at the same time, there is a difference between medical need versus like your ecosystem. So I do always have respect for, in hospital settings, you do have to use different things. So
yeah. Understood. Any ingredients that should people avoid when buying household cleaners out of, you may think of?
For sure, the allergen fragrance. If it says allergen fragrance, that it's
as an ingredient.
Correct. Fragrance means chemical, and I would not use it. Anything that's fragrance free, I would always highly advise. Even like I think it's called Field and Future at HEB or Central Market. That's a good start. I tell people that's a good start because it's non-fragranced. Also, citric acid. A lot of people don't know that there's a man-made one and then there's actually a natural one. Natural citric acid is more like, vitamin C, lemon, lime, orange. But citric acid is actually a man-made mold in a factory. I can't actually eat anything that has citric acid in it now because I'm highly allergic. Because it's mold, and people don't know that.
People don't know that. No. When did you experience all your symptoms? Was it earlier on?
I was about 29. I got off birth control, and I moved to Atlanta, and it was mold toxicity and COVID. So it was the combination of both, and doctors just kept telling me it's allergies, and I'm like, no. Went to talk therapy when I had a very stressful job in corporate America, and they're like, oh, it's just stress. And then my beautiful therapist, her intuition said, go see this autonomic cardiologist. After a 3-hour assessment, he diagnosed me with an autoimmune because my therapist even said, she's like, you're so logical and wise mind that your symptoms make no sense to how your body's responding. So it was very fascinating. That's how it all started.
That's how it all started.
Yeah.
So you kind of realized based on the materials that we're using and all of the chemicals that are being exposed.
Exactly.
Leading to health concerns, which made you become something very, caring and giving to the community because people don't know.
Canary in a coal mine.
Yes. Yes. How wonderful. What are some natural or safer cleaning alternatives people can use that actually work?
So there is actually something for soap marble that one client actually educated me on too. It's like a beeswax, caribou wax. If you wax the soap marble in the house, because a lot of people have one-off custom pieces in their homes, it actually waxes and shines the marble and actually gets all the soot out of it. And it's very beautiful, especially if people have fireplaces. So, I mean, something as simple as like lamb tallow and beeswax. If you create things correctly, they can be used right. So,
I know, but I feel like every day, as women, I feel like every household has become busier in this generation, right? So they're thinking about meals. Now they have to think about cooking,
everything.
Cleaning, everything. It's like, and this is where you probably come in with your business. Is like, yes, I have the products that are safe, health conscious, pet friendly, that can be used in a daily cleaning. Now, your service area, where is it all throughout the Austin, or how can they get a booking, basically?
Yeah, so my website, or they can call me or Instagram me. I'm very informal. I don't want to do membership services just because of the fact that, like you said, people are busy. I want you to be able to call me when you want to book. I just say, give me at least a week heads up until I get busy, because once I get busy, then it might change in spectrum. But my website, and then I have people fill out a Google form. The form is really just like a medical intake form you would do for your doctor. I have to eco-friendly and diagnose your house. So whatever you fill out, I custom make it and a la carte it to everything that you need. Some people don't want bed services or laundry done or dishes done. They're like, just come clean my 2 toilets in my bathrooms.
Oh, so it could be okay.
It's very specific. It's very custom. I tell people, think interior designer meets an electrician. I have to pay for my throwaway costs and my supplies. But then I customize it to your house because no one size fits all.
No, that's good to know, because usually when you're hiring a cleaning service, it's like, okay, they're cleaning everything. There is no customization offered with many of the companies.
Correct.
Which is good to know for yours that that are out there. Now, you're saying anywhere in Austin area. It could be service.
Oh yeah, excuse me. I just have a travel fee just depending on where in the city. I'm located downtown Austin. I'm centralized. But I go all the way up to Pflugerville, Georgetown. I go out to Dripping Springs, Bee Caves. I've even went all the way down to Kyle. So we do commute, and I have about 5 employees with me now. So
perfect. Perfect. Now, when they're using, one of my biggest concern as myself when I have somebody come and clean my house is, do you recommend, my vacuums, my mops, or would they be bringing through what you guys have, right?
I tell people it's custom. Because if you feel more comfortable that it's your stuff in your house, it's never been used somewhere else.
Exactly. That was my concern.
Yeah, and that's more than happy to accommodate that. But I do let people know before service and after service, we do steam treat our vacuums.
Got it.
I do have people pay security deposits, or I ask the deep questions of, do your pets have flea and tick prevention? If they don't, then you have a security deposit. So there's a lot of things I think about. Bed bugs, I think about all of that. It goes back down to the allergist conversation I had. I'm like, okay, 5 hours with an allergist, how can I implement this into my business?
Perfect. That's, again, I haven't had any company ask me any of those questions. So that's good to know that, hey, what is your household look like? What do you have in your house, right? What about live plants? Anything that you guys do on that end?
Life planning.
Like plants in the house.
Oh, plants, yeah. So actually
we have,
If you want us to water them and you have instructions for certain plants, more than happy to do so. Also, if your house is a little bit dusty, we're more than happy to go around and wipe the plants off too.
Okay.
We just kind of spray them with some pH water. It's Japanese water, so then we kind of wipe them off.
Oh, nice. Well, good to know. Now, a little bit about indoor health, right? How important is indoor air quality, and how does the cleaning affect that?
I love this. So the HVAC is the lungs of your house.
Yep.
And as you know, as a real estate agent and home developer, HVAC is always the last thing thought of when they put it into your house. And if you have 2 stories, there's always going to be 2 different HVACs running.
Yeah.
And people don't realize this. And it's beautiful because 70% of my clients that I work with, they're like, oh my God, I have to get my HVAC cleaned. And they get it cleaned after I come in.
Yeah.
But it's so important because if you're sleeping for 8 hours at night, and you use these chemical laundry sheets in your laundry room downstairs, it gets into the HVAC going upstairs. You're sleeping in bed for 8 hours and you're breathing that in because it's blowing into your face from your HVAC.
Yeah.
So people don't realize they're breathing in toxic chemicals while they're sleeping for 1/3 of their life in their house.
Yeah.
And I think from a medical perspective and then a house perspective, it's important to clean those things out.
How often do you?
It depends on the house. So I tell people I'll use real life examples. I had some clients move here from LA, been in their house for 5 months.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, it's clean, it's new. They don't need it done probably for the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And then I have clients that have animals, and I'm like, you should probably get this done every 6 months or seasonally, because I just see the buildup of the dander in the hair.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the house. That's why we do the consultation.
But you guys don't offer that, do you?
Nope. I have preferred vendors that I work with, though, that are health conscientious in nature. So I let them know, too, I have HVAC companies that I recommend.
For cleaning out and maintaining that. Yep. I absolutely recommend that, too. But I just didn't know if you had that service also as offered.
I wish. Maybe in the future.
Yeah. Yes. When a lot of my clients are preparing a home for sale, right? How important is a clean, healthy, smelling environment for buyers?
Very.
Okay.
I mean, think about when you go to the mall, like Abercrombie, Hollister.
Yeah.
My slogan for my business is clean. What clean should smell like is nothing. Your house should really smell like nothing. There should be no odor of residue, dander, smoke. So the house should really have no scent. And I'm starting to realize, in you being a nurse, like I said, so many women going through different hormonal phases, especially now in 2026, women are highly sensitive to fragrance.
Yes.
If someone walks into a house and they smell something even a little bit off, it will turn them off and deter them, and they will not buy. I've seen that time and time again in people that walk into the house as a guest.
Yeah. So don't use a fragrance materials. Just, make sure there's any extra smell that's coming in.
I would love to actually share an example of this. The Fairmont downtown Austin, they actually spray gardenia through their HVAC from the 1st floor to the 5th floor. Every time I had always went in there for 12 minutes, I would start to feel like I was hyperventilating. One day I was doing a conference and there was a woman standing in front of me. HVAC was blowing directly in her face. She started coughing, unable to breathe. I said, here's a mask, here's water, here's compounded Benadryl. She moved to the side and she's like, how did you know I was having an allergic reaction? I said, because they have a highly potent gardenia flower that is like a coffee bean blowing through the HVAC and you're breathing it in and you're allergic to it.
Wow.
So something that simple, because you can't see scent.
Yeah.
So it's very critical, especially if a woman is being considered in the purchasing of a home, to not fragrance anything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Next question. What are the biggest myth people believe about green cleaning or non-toxic?
Oh, I love this one. So my background is in marketing, advertisement, and sales, like production-wise, prior to opening my business. I've shopped many markets, San Diego, Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, and people say spiritual or health conscientious or eco-friendly. But when I ask these questions and then I see the products they're using, they're not even abiding to what that is. So it's more of a weasel word or a gimmick to get people to actually purchase or buy into something. But I think what makes me sad is that there's not a compassion or a passion behind the businesses. So the myth is really ask the questions of being like, okay, tell me a little bit more about the ingredients.
Yeah.
Ask your cleaner questions. What did you use in my bathtub? People don't think to ask after they have a service.
Nope,
and that's
don't.
important.
Probably don't even know what ingredients are being used or being brought into the house
Correct.
for cleaning. So again, I think it's a busy lifestyle people are living in, and they're just hiring somebody to do the work. And as long as it's clean, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're thinking. Do healthy cleaning products cost more in the long run, or can they actually save homeowners some money, you think?
Yes and no. Yes, in the aspect maybe initially upfront, especially if you're using real fragrance or fragrance-free. And I'm learning this now because, like I said, I'm trying to manufacture. But I would say in the long run, no. Because if you think about what we talked about from as you being a health professional, if you have a vet bill because your dog was puking and sick because they ate something on the floor when your cleaner left, that's an $1,100 bill.
Yeah.
My health has costed me over $500,000. So for me to spend $7 versus $12 on a bottle that's going to last me 45 days, that is a very little amount compared to the ER visit I might have for $1,700.
Wow.
That's perspective.
That's true. You don't think about that though.
Correct.
That's something that people need to start thinking is, what products are using, what causes concerns in
Longevity.
the long run. Exactly.
Yeah.
Versus just trying to clean it the right way, knowing what materials can be used for the health of not just yourself, but the environment and then the pets and everybody has a pet now. It's not like a family.
Every person.
Maybe, one out of, I don't know, but every neighbors I see have some kind of pet. So people forget that there's also pet health that you guys need to take in perspective when you're doing cleaning. What cleaning mistakes can actually damage a home, you think, over time?
I've seen this a lot, especially in really high-end homes. You have brass fixtures or polished nickel or one-off, chandeliers. If you don't use the right material, like the right product on the right material, you can tarnish it, you can taint it, you can warp it. Even down to like how we clean. I have 4 different pieces of equipment. Like we'll just use your floor, for example. I can use steam and heat on this floor, but if it's a real wood floor from 1960s, definitely cannot use heat.
Yeah.
A lot of cleaners are not educated like that. So that would be something that could actually damage people's one-off custom things. Or if you just had an $80,000 like remodel in your kitchen, I better be asking you, hey, did your developer also provide you a product for your countertops? I'll use that instead of what I have.
Yep.
That's important.
It is important because when they're building new construction homes, when they're putting those countertops, they know about a year, okay, these are the products, but then the years go by, they forget. And then here we are, Clorox and Windex and wiping all those countertops on. We don't know, right?
Yeah, you ruin your investment. Yeah.
So, yeah, again, I don't want to get into more of the Windex and the Clorox those because that's something that you know are probably not as great for cleaning materials.
Yeah. So with the Windex, I try to use it one day on outside windows just because it was outside. I thought it was fine. But what was sad is after I used it, I had to go do red light therapy right after to clear out my throat because it was so invasive to me. So yeah, I absolutely do not know Windex.
Oh my gosh. For busy families, we talked about families that are busy. What are the top 3 must cleaning habits to keep the home healthy, you think?
Oh, for one, for sure, always taking shoes off. Always taking shoes off. You have no idea how dirty floors are. Truly, between pet paws and shoes. I know that we sometimes walk in our houses quickly with our shoes on, but it's very dirty, first thing. Second thing, I think just food on dishes, making sure that food is always out of the sink or out of the dishes, off the dishes, because people don't realize how big of a deal pests can be, even down to the small fruit flies. Yeah, that's your ecosystem. It can make you sick.
Yeah.
And then bathrooms. I would always say behind toilets and the bathrooms, people don't realize that toilets need to be cleaned a lot more frequently.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't until they see something that's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Some easy changes families can make today to create a healthier home environment, you think? We talked about that, but anything else?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of recommendations. I would definitely say distilled vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, 12%,
Okay.
and then baking soda. If I can at least give people some tidbits, those 3 things should always be in your house. And just kind of play with them and see what they can do for you, because you'd actually be pleasantly shocked how clean those things can make things.
Can you rename those 3 items again?
Yep. Hydrogen peroxide, 12%. Sodium bicarbonate or baking soda. And then I think the other one I just said was vinegar. Just vinegar, white vinegar.
Okay. Have those 3 things in your house, guys. Now, going on to our rapid fire questions. One cleaning product everybody should throw away today.
Windex. That's no doubt in my mind. No doubt.
I know. Today.
Yeah.
Most overlooked area people forget to clean.
Behind toilets, and sometimes people don't realize their toilets are leaking, or like there's actually issues with plumbing or water. So I'd say toilets.
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 Favorite non-toxic cleaning product?
I will share this one. Koala Eco. It is an Australian brand, started because the wife had eczema, and I personally have talked to the owner. It's a wonderful product.
Oh, wow. And we talked about this. Shoes on or off in the house?
Off.
People forget that. One quick tip for a healthier home.
HVAC, like I said, people really seriously knowing that the HVAC is the lungs of their house. Like that is so important. Just because you can't see it, you can smell it, but you can't see scent. Always making sure that that's clean.
Yeah, and get that somebody out there to clean your HVAC regularly, at least depending on, if you have a pet or not. Anything else you might want to add in this podcast that people can kind of value?
I think just my conviction of just saying that people don't realize that their health is very important, and how you microdose things in your body, food, beverage, chemicals, skincare, things that you use in your bathroom. Like, I wouldn't have gotten sick if it wasn't for the things, if I would have been educated. And now I have spent my life's work, and my dharma in my life is to help people genuinely and sincerely stay healthy. So I just clean one house at a time to make people healthy.
How many years has it been for you guys in the business?
3 years, and I've been in 1,500 houses.
Wow. And just growing as we speak. Okay, so if anybody else wants to reach out, especially if you're Austin based, because that's where you're serving right now, I will provide the link in the bottom for them to kind of schedule an appointment or a consultation to learn a little bit about their house, needs and what are they wanting. Thank you.
Yeah.
For coming onto the podcast and sharing such a wonderful story.
Thank you.
On cleaning, health, and overall, not just humans, for pets. But I just appreciate you, and hopefully, you are not just in Austin, but all over.
I plan to franchise.
Okay, well, there we go. Then you will be all over.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.